and I want to talk about the game and how we changed the game. And I want to do it with a real rock-ribbed conservative, because this guy is one of his. So let's bring him in. Conservative talk show host Bill Cunningham from Florida. I hope you had a good Christmas, and I hope your gift to me is to say, man, the Republican Party needs to turn on George Santos yesterday because he's a lying fool. Is that what you're prepared to say, Brother Bill?
Chris Cuomo, that was a bunch of BS if I've ever heard it. This guy, at the rate he's going, is going to be a chairman of a committee. In fact, at some point, he might become the president. There's articles written about Joe Biden from the time 1972 until now. Remember his fights with Corn Pop. He went after Corn Pop. Joe Biden said, I got into Annapolis. I went into the Naval Academy. None of it happened. He talked about campaigning in 54 states. None of it happened. He lied about inflation, lied about unemployment numbers. We had a president that said, read my lips, Chris Cuomo, no new taxes. We had a president who said in the Oval Office, guess what? He made it the Oral Office. We had a president that said, I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Monica Lewinsky, not one time. This thing is ripe with the stuff that you mentioned. A lot of BS in your opening remarks, but let's face it, George Santos represents American politics, the worst parts of American politics, but he's no different than Hakeem Jeffries, the leader of the House Democrats, who is an election denier. No different than Hillary Clinton, who said a couple of years ago, President Trump was not legitimately elected. Bill Clinton, Barack Hussein Obama, Michelle Obama, all of them rejected the voices of the American people. For you to dump on George Santos, I want to hear what you have to say about Hunter Biden. If this information about Santos would go to a laptop and get to the FBI, would they hide it for 3 years, Chris Cuomo? Would they ignore it for 3 years? Because involved one of those guys? What do you say about that?
All right. Okay, good. Is all the bile out? Good. Let me ask you just a couple of quick questions.
The truth is not masquerading as bile.
I believe that. Oh, believe me. Hey, listen. You wouldn't deal with the truth if it punched you in the nose unless you liked what it was, okay? And that's the problem with you, Bill. I like you. I like going on your show. All you see is advantage. You don't give a damn about whether people in politics tell the truth or not. You don't give a damn.
I do care.
You don't give a damn. No, I let you speak, Bill. Now, have the respect of both sides. It's not easy to listen to you either. I promise that.
There's some Cuomo bile out there, too. You know what I'm saying?
You don't care. What bile? Everything I'm saying is demonstrable. This guy lied about material things. You said, well, so did this guy. That's why our politics suck, Bill. You don't want better from anybody. You didn't even mention Trump because he's your boy. I've never seen a leader lie the way he has. Neither of you, but you don't care because he's your boy. And as long as that's the game you play, Bill, as long as you play the game where I like my liar and I don't like your liar, we will never get where we can be in this society. That's what I'm talking about. You want to throw out all the bums? Good. I say people should leave the parties. I say you should be independent. Because, Bill, when you get to where you are, brother, where you just don't even want to see Santos. It doesn't matter to you because what matters is the other side. If Santos were a Democrat, your hair would be on fire right now. And you know it. But why don't you understand it and change?
About policy. I don't worry about the peccadillos.
Oh, please.
Whether it's Hakeem Jeffries or Santos, he's a backbencher, Chris. He doesn't matter. What matters is southern borders and the lies on the southern border. What matters is $32 trillion by Republicans and Democrats never be paid off. So a backbencher is not going to change my life at all. But Joe Biden and Kamala Harris can change our lives. And they're lying about the southern border, Chris Cuomo. And that's what's important. The fentanyl.
Listen,
the rapes,
I'm doing a whole block on it tonight, Bill. I've been to the border multiple times. I'm going back in the new year. I don't need you to tell me about it. I'll take you down there. You'll be in the fetal position crying.
Take Biden.
Okay?
Take Biden. Take Kamala Harris. She's in charge. Take her with you.
Listen, this is their problem. What I don't like is you guys lying about Biden and saying he's right in Arizona doing some green BS thing and he could have gone to the border. No, he was doing microprocessor jobs on the scale of manufacturing in America we've never seen before, and he's blowing the border. See, two things can be true at once, but you can't deal with that.
We got serious problems, and Biden gets out of Dodge. Do you honestly believe?
Oh, please, Bill.
Can I ask you a question?
Bill,
Do you
hold on a
believe
second.
that
In a
Joe
second.
Biden is mentally competent to be the president? Do you believe that?
Yes, I do. And you know
Wow.
why? Because it's a
Wow.
ridiculously low bar, Bill, because we have a politics where you say you care about policy after a 2-minute riff where all you mention is how everybody on the other side is a worse liar than your side. That's what's wrong with our politics.
I care
That's
about
why
lies
the game
that affect policy.
is so
George
sickening.
Santos does not affect policy at all. Has no.
The
He's a
fact that you're
backbencher.
okay with him being in your party, Bill, the
I'm
fact
not
that
okay
you're
with him
okay,
lying. I tell you what.
then say that he
Democrats
should
have
get
made it
out.
an art form in the whole process.
No, no. See, Bill, that's such a look, Bill. You wouldn't
The
allow
truth
this
will
anywhere
set you
else in your
free.
life. Bill,
I'm telling you, Chris,
listen,
I love
again,
you, but you're wrong on this. You're terribly wrong.
Bill, tell me how I'm wrong that if you
Because-
cared about telling the truth, instead of saying the other side lies too, you'd say, I'm going to be better. Santos has got to get out of my party because he's a lying bum. Not make it okay because he's a backbencher. So it's okay to have crap on the back bench. That's what you're saying?
I'm saying in about 4 to 5 to 6 months after the ethics committee gets into this thing, then decides what to do. See, right now, Santos can be used by McCarthy. There's only 4 votes available. If he loses Santos a special election, he's down to 3. And so at this point,
Oh, so that's more important. That's more important.
If it was me, put me in charge. Jim Jordan would be the Speaker of the House. Jim Banks, Stephen Scalise. McCarthy, to me, is a little bit of a moderate right winger, but I like Jordan. I like Hall. And one has said, listen, Chris Cuomo, there is so much investigations about to be undertaken. I think the mainstream media, the puppet media, wants to use this to get people's minds off what's coming with Jim Jordan.
Nah, look, that's conspiracy, Hufflepuff. What I'm saying to you is those investigations are going to happen. You're going to lose more of the core of this country because people have had it. You should not have one party investigating the other. And I know I don't need people to beat me over the head with congressional oversight.
What?
This isn't about oversight.
Look what happened to Trump for about 2 impeachments. That was all a bunch of BS.
Listen, Bill, you're on this show for a reason, brother. I told you, people during the first impeachment, you're not going to get Trump. You're not going to remove him from office, and this is going to cause division. And Democrats got mad at me. I understand why. During the Mueller probe, I said, you're not going to get him. There's not that kind of depth of criminality. Was there collusion? Yeah, that's a behavior. Was there conspiracy? That's a crime. No. And they're not going to be able to make the case. And I was right. And not because I'm smart. It was obvious. January 6th. Did he help whip it up? Of course he did. Is that going to be a crime?
Well, by the time he was impeached, Chris, he was out of office. He wasn't even in office when it happened. It was a political act, a vain political act. He's out of office. Why impeach a guy who's not even in office?
Look, Bill, here's what I'm saying. You're always welcome on this show. I look forward to coming on yours. The day that we get sick of playing the game of who is worse is the day things start to get better. I care about the border. I care about policy, but I care about people. Listen, that's his problem. He's got to figure it out. My job is to cover it and expose it. I'm doing it tonight with a guy who's not full of it because that's a disservice to my audience. And saying that George Santos, it's okay, maybe he'll be president someday because he's such a liar, is sad.
It was tongue-in-cheek.
You just said he's going to be president.
Well, how many politicians lie in office and out of? It happens all the time. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it okay.
So then say it's not right, Bill. So then say it's not right.
And Biden does
so then say it's not right instead of feeding into what's wrong. That's my challenge to you. We'll keep talking about it. I wish you the best. We don't agree.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
I wish you the best, and I'll speak to you again soon. Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.